My name is Jabari Brown. I started my Eagle Trail with Mr. Stephens in 1996. Under his leadership, I learned the importance of scouting and earned my Eagle Scout Award. I attained the rank of Eagle Scout in 2001 thanks to Mr. Stephens' support and continuous guidance. We, the Buffalo Soldiers, are indebted to Mr. Stephens. Now I present to you a modern-day Buffalo Soldier, Mr. Walt Stephens, giving you the history of Troop 141.
Okay, Boy Scout Troop started in 1986 at Hoosier United Methodist Church, and we were decided to do a triology program. Triology means we're going to have three concepts in our Boy Scout program. First concept would be God, and the next concept would be Black history, and the last concept of the scouting would be Boy Scout program. But we want to bring God in first, Black history in second, and the Boy Scout program in third. In doing that, we were able to get the boys to understand that there was a greater power than all of us to do what we had to do, which was God. And there was a reason that we were to do that, because we were black, and God wanted us to do what we had to do to make ourselves known. And in doing that, then we learned how to do scouting. And our motto was, first, we'll be first, and then we'll be the best. And we use that as a kind of preemptive to start what we wanted to have in our Boy Scouting troop, excellence. And as we started, we were overwhelmed with Boy Scouts. We had about 83 Cub Scouts to join in when we first started. And as a result of doing all of that, that was when I had my first year of Boy Scouting. I had my first heart attack. And I knew I couldn't do it all alone by myself, so I had encouraged other people to do it with me. And I formulated a nice group of leaders who came in to help me. And so I didn't have to do it all by myself. And as a result, we formulated a program to make sure that the boys stayed on the goal to become Eagle Scouts. That's something else we promoted too, that we're not just going to be Boy Scouts, we're going to be Eagle Scouts. And as we did that, we got the parents more involved in what we were doing. And they saw the whole concept of excellent being involved with the Eagle Scout program, and they got involved with the Boy Scout program too. And one of the first Boy Scouts who got involved with my program was a young man named John Crew. And he had been involved in another church as a scout, and he had started on his Eagle Scout completion, but they didn't complete it, so they brought him over to Hoosier. And as he came over to Hoosier, he became our first Eagle Scout candidate. And in becoming our first Eagle Scout candidate, we were able to get the other boys to understand what the program was all about and what they had to do to earn their requirements to become Eagle Scouts. So as that started, that was the way we initiated the program out, and we called ourselves the Buffalo Soldiers after the Buffalo Soldiers who were became officers and soldiers, not officers, but soldiers in the U.S. Army in the late 1800s. And we wanted to have somebody as a example of what excellent was all about, and the Buffalo Soldiers was one of the ones we thought that they were excellent. They just happened to be black. And they were called the Buffalo Soldiers because the Indians that they fought, that they were sent to kill out west, were very impressed with their understanding of what they needed to do and how they needed to survive. And with them having curly hair, as the buffalo has curly hair, and having brown skin, the Indians called them Buffalo Soldiers because they had the same tenacity of the buffalo. The buffalo was one of the most revered animals by the Indians because it provided food, clothing, and shelter. Plus it was a very strong-willed and strong-minded animal that you had never seen before, like they had never seen before. So they had the Buffalo Soldiers, those black soldiers actually, they called them the Buffalo Soldiers because of that, primarily. And then having that all in our understanding as we had our scout program, we decided to have that same excellence included in our Boy Scout program, to the point of boys would do exactly what they had to do to become Boy Scouts. Scouts and to become Eagle Scouts. And after that started, the word got around that we were at Hoosier United Methodist Church. We were overwhelmed with Boy Scouts coming to our church to become Eagle Scouts. And as a result, that happened, we ended up with 33 Eagle Scouts to become a part of our church history. And I just thank the Lord for giving us that understanding to go forth with Him and to be with God first, and to also include our black history, because in doing that, boys were able to go to Africa. They traveled to Alaska, went to 32 states of the United States of America, and we received all kind of recognition from Bill Clinton all the way down to the governor of Georgia and the mayor of Atlanta. All these people knew what we were all about, and they all wanted us to be involved in their programs that they were initiating when they had programs in their different areas, to be the color guard for the program. So that's how we basically got started, and that's basically what we were able to do. We were able to excel and do all the things that we had to do as a scouting troop. In the meantime, we were able to follow God and learn about our black history and to become the most excellent Boy Scouts we could become. And that's basically the story of the Buffalo Soldiers in Troop 141 at Hoosier United Methodist.